Ang saba mo diha. Thank you for the introduction. And I would like to ask an apology to our fellow believers from Luzon that yesterday morning I talked straight on our dialect. I was presuming that the audience was only the people in Visayas and Mindanao. So please accept my apology, my fellow workers and brethren from Luzon. Kasi mga kapatid, Pastor Serrano, medyo alinlangan magtagalog. Takot talaga ako magtagalog. Kasi may nangyari, nandoon pa kami sa seminary. May isang mayabang kasama ko sa seminary, Bisaya rin. Sabi niya, punta tayo ng Divisoria at magbili tayo ng barong. Sabi ko, sige. Pero nagbabala siya sa akin, huwag kang iimik doon. Ako lang. Kasi itong Tagalog ko, hindi ito halata na Bisaya. Sabi ko, okay, sige. Punta na kami doon sa Divisoria. Tanong-tanong ng presyo ng barong. Medyo, sa tingin namin, medyo mahal. Kaya nga sabi ng kaibigan ko, Ali, patawarin mo naman ako. Kaya sabi ng Ali, wala ka namang kasalanan. Kaya as Pastor Serrano talagang, kung pwede umiwas ng Tagalog, talagang iiwas. Kaya nga, patawarin mo na lang ako. Sa kalawang bisis, pumunta kami ng Quiapo. Nagustuhan namin yung lansones. Sabi ko, bili tayo ng lansones. Sige, ako na bahala. Sabi ko, siguraduhin mo na talagang matamis. Ay, walang problema yan. At tanong siya, magkano ang kilo? Ganun. Sabi niya, wala bang halimbawa? Kasi dito sa Mindanao, pag gusto ko kang tumikim, sabihin mong wala bang sampol. Tama naman ang kaniyang Tagalog, di ba? Kasi ang sampol, halimbawa. So talagang ayaw ko sana magtagalog. Pero subukan natin. This morning, in the process of my presentation, I'll pause for a moment because I'll be distributing complimentary books which I have written. I have complimentary books for the libraries of all 3 unions in the Philippines, including missions and conferences. So I'll be giving a complimentary copies for that as a file in your library. My focus in my ministry is in the family. Because it's only my simple philosophy that no matter how good you are in theology, if you have a poor family relationship, walang mangyari sa atin. That's why, recently we were in Florida for the Mountain View College Alumni Association in Florida chapter. My wife was with me, we were invited, and I presented her about family. And I love their theme. It says, family, today, tomorrow, and together. Why I focused on women? Because in family relationship, there is a problem that we have to face. And according to our study on marriage counseling, one of the conflicts is gender conflict. You have not yet disagreed each other, but there is already a conflict. Because the wife is a woman and the husband is a man. One time, may tumawag sa akin, isang asawa. Dito tayo magkaproblema kasi sa Mindanao, sa Visayas, ang asawa, babae. Sa Tagalog, ang asawa, lalaki. Dito tayo hindi magkaintindihan talaga. Oh. Ang babae naman sa Tagalog, may bahay. Sa mga Bisaya, ayaw ng may bahay kasi pag tinawag mo ang babaeng may bahay, parang ang lalaki homeless. Walang bahay. Di ba? Hindi talaga tayo magkaintindihan. So one time, may tumawag sa akin, isang asawa, mga Bisaya, asawa nga lalaki. Okay. Sabi ng asawa, Pastor, may problema ako. Anong problema mo? 30 years na ang samahan namin sa aking asawa at hindi kami magkaintindihan. Bakit naman? Ay talagang iba talaga. Sabi ko, brother, I am thankful that you're telling me that your wife is different. Because if your wife is not different, I am suspecting that your wife is a man. So today, this morning, our study is all about, indeed, women are too different. Mga kapatid, sana naman itong presentation ko ay hindi magresulta sa mga mag-asawa na there is fighting after my presentation. Kasi kahapon may kaibigan kong nagsabi na, alam mo, Pastor, narinig ko yung mag-asawa. Sabi ng lalaki, nakinig ka kanina sa sermon ng Pastor Serrano? Sumigaw ang babae, nakinig! Mga kapatid, sama naman itong sermon ko ay hindi pag-awayan. This sermon should not be a sermon of conflict. But let us make this sermon a sermon of reconciliation between man and woman. So this morning our topic is, indeed, women are too different. One writer said, a woman is the most complex creature on earth. Are you listening, husband? Complex, not complicated. Complex. No reasonable man would claim to understand her fully because in the first place, he is not a woman. So mga bana, di kita makasabot sa atong asawa kay babae na siya. We heard about the inconveniences about monthly period. We only heard that. But the men, don't have experience of monthly period. We heard about the inconveniences of being pregnant. But how can we know and understand when men will never experience pregnancy? That's why the writer said, a woman is the most complex creature on earth. No reasonable man would claim to understand her fully. In the first place, he is not a woman. The Philippines have just celebrated Month for Women last March. The whole month of March was dedicated para sa mga kababaihan. Why there is no month for men? You know what? Men don't need more explanation. Men don't need more defenses. It should be women because they are defenseless. When God created Adam and Eve, male and female, both were created. That's why when both were created man and woman, there must be mutual respect. This is the call of every husband and wife. Mutual respect. It should be esteemed, not based on her or his reproductive organs. Ayaw ninyo hukmi ang lalaki at babae sa iyang mga haruminta sa pagpanganak. Everyone must be esteemed according to the heart and the mind. What is the gauge of a person? Is it from waistline down? Or is it from waistline up? Dito tayo nagkagulo kasi pag may mga gawain at saka may mga tungkulin, we are judging a person from waistline down. Ay, huwag yan, babae yan. Talaga bang kalaban natin babae? We should not judge a person from waistline down, but we must judge a person from waistline up, because there is the heart and there is the mind. However, humanity was cursed when Adam and Eve committed sin. In Genesis 3:17, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded that thou shalt not eat, cursed is the ground for thy sake, in sorrows thou shalt eat of it and all days of thy life. Furthermore, the curse of a man is this: in the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread. Kaya nga, nakita natin na sa palayan ang nagtatrabaho ay ang lalaki, hindi babae. What will happen? Ano kaya ang tingin natin? Kung ang may bahay ang nandoon sa palayan at ang asawa nandoon sa kusina, how you like that? So when the man is under the sun to work, that is the curse that we receive. That a man should be the provider. He is the provider of bread through the sweat of his face. Now here is the woman. What was the curse of the woman? I will multiply thy sorrow and conception and sorrow. Thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. I will multiply your sorrow. Muna ang mga Bisaya, ang ba nagahagok, bisag may problema, ang asawa di makatulog. Apil na nastunglo ninyo mga babae, nga kamo may magsigig kabalaka. Kami di may mabalaka. Huh? That's already a part of the curse. The husband is snoring, is sleeping with the problems, but the wife could not sleep. Dad, wake up! Dad, wake up! And the husband said, why? We have problems. That's a part. That's why, by nature, the woman is the warrior, not the husband. Okay? And it says, furthermore, and your desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Diha nagsugod nga ang babae na ubos tungod sa tunglo. If the husband overrules or rules over the wife, that is a curse. That is a curse. If the desire of the wife is always according to the husband, that is a curse. But when Christ was on earth, he lifted up the status of the woman. Silently, maybe you have not discovered, but let me share it to you. In the parable of Jesus is in contrast to the parable of the Jews. Wherein in the parable of the Jews, the man is always the superstar. But the parable of Jesus Christ, the starring of the cast is balanced, man and woman. The lost sheep. Who was the shepherd man. And after the lost sheep, the parable of the lost sheep, it followed by the parable of the lost coin. Who was the owner of the coin? A woman. Have you noticed that? That is how Christ approached the problem there. And two men were in the field. One was taken and the other left behind. And then it followed. Two women grinding the mill together. One was taken and one was left behind. You will notice that Christ was doing an indirect attack of male chauvinism. 10 virgins. You see? 10 virgins. What else? The woman was caught in the act of adultery. You read your Bible. According to the Bible, it says, very early in the morning, men brought the woman to the temple in front of Jesus. Very early in the morning. And the accuser said, Master, she was caught in the act of adultery. If it was very early in the morning, ang ibig sabihin, ang mga chismoso, 1 o'clock in the morning, doon na. Doon na. Are you not amused? If it is in the act of adultery, where is the pair of the act? Bakit babae lang ang arrested? Saan ang lalaki if it is in the act of adultery? If it is in the act of adultery, then the two adulterous people should be caught. Saan ang lalaki? Wala. Kasi ang dumakip sa adulterous woman, mga lalaki. Kaya pinalusot yung lalaki. Kumpare, dito ka. Ito na lang si kumare ang siguraduhin namin. Yes, nakita ninyo yan? But Jesus said, go and sin no more. Jesus talked with the woman at Jacob's well. It was against, labag talaga sa customary ng mga Hudyo na sila ay makikiusap o kahit man makatingin sa babae. But Jesus break that wall. Even it is prohibited for a man to talk with a woman in the Jewish community. Jesus talked with a woman. Because Jesus was saying, there is no more boundary between men and women. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share to you, according to the study, that women have some advantage with men. Women are more sensitive sense of smell than men. Mga Bisaya, masahit ang ilong sa atong asawa kaysa mga bana. Madali na sila makasimot og iti sa manok. Ang bana di gyud na. You know what? This is a blessing that the women has a stronger sense of smell so that they can smell right away. Pag mayroong dumi ang bata, talagang sabi ng may bahay, ay naku, mukhang nagtataya ang anak natin. Pero ang bana, bisa pag muagi ang tubol sa ilong, tulog ra gihapon na siya. That's the advantage of women. What else? Women are more sensitive of hearing than men. Why that gift was given to women? Because the mother could easily hear the simple or the slightest crying of a baby. That is the gift. What else? Have brighter vision during the night than men. Subukan ninyo. Kahit walang ilaw, pag gusto magdidi ang bata, even without the light, the mother, alam niya kung saan ang biberon. Alam niya kung saan ang milk. Utusan mo ang lalaki. Bangga na sa puste. Yeah. Don't you know that this is the gift of the women that we don't have? Please read carefully the t-shirt of that man. That is how useful our wife is. According to the t-shirt, it says, I don't need Google. My wife knows everything. Can we give a hand to our wife, ladies and gentlemen? Ay, mahina palakpakan ng mga lalaki, ah. Thank you, thank you. Hayaan mo yan. If the woman assumes to know everything, hayaan mo. Just let it be. That's why this husband is using the t-shirt in protest to his wife who knows everything. There is a comfort room in one of the airports. It says, there is an arrow. It says, men to the left. Because, you know what? There is another arrow. Because women are always right. Sige na lang, right na lang na sila. Para walang gubot, walay gubot. Sige na, right na lang mo, mga asawa. Kami na lang mo'y wrong. Na? Complex personality of a woman. When the lady is in the public, tingnan mo kung anong disinte ang paraan kumakain. Ganyan, in the public. But when she is alone, you look at. Here in Montefiore College, there is a big disparity on the size of the spoon for the ladies and the men. Any problem? Ano to? Nga nung ulahi may inyong reaction? In Montefiore College, you observe in the cafeteria, maybe even in EUP or CPSA, ang mga babae, kutsarita. Ang mga lalaki, Bisayo na to, luwag. Ayaw ko anong luwag sa Tagalog, kayo nang bahala dyan. You see? Very complex, the personality of woman. No? Very complex. Here is another complexity of a woman. Shopping manner of a man. Very simple. Enters in the shopping mall, look for the item he wants to buy. Wala. Pumunta sa ibang display, tapos na. Uwi. That's a man. Madali yan makabili. Tingnan natin ang may bahay, mag-shopping. Tingnan natin ang may bahay, mag-shopping. Hindi mo maintindihan kung ano talaga ang gusto ng ating may bahay. She keeps on going here and there. Pag hindi mo maintindihan ang kaiba ng babae at sakang lalaki, mag-away kayo doon sa mall. One time, my wife asked me a favor. Said, Pang, can you please go with me to the shopping mall? I said, okay, fine. Okay, I'll go with you. What will you buy? Said, I will buy a dress. Okay. So we went inside the mall. Alam mo, mga babae iba kaysa mga lalaki. Everything that hangs, hawakan niya ng babae. Sabi ko, may napili ka na? Siya, wala. First floor yan, ground floor. Okay, akyat tayo. Akyat naman kami. Akyat. Second floor. Pumili naman. Wala. Balo mo mga Bisaya ng mga asawa magpalit, bulis karong pag yun ang bulsa. Sabi ko, ano, may napili ka na? Siya, wala. Sabi ko sa isip, naku, talagang matindi itong hinahanap ng asawa ko. O sige, third floor tayo, last na yon. Mga butik na doon. Sa isip ko, dito na siguro siya sa butik kasi mga mamahalin ang mga produkto sa butik. Pili. Sabi ko, ano, nakapili ka na? Sa oo. Saan? Baba tayo. Baba tayo. Umabot na kami ng third floor ang choice sa ground floor. Can we give a hand to our women, ladies and gentlemen? Kaya nga ang mga lalaki, ang mga asawa, nag-research ko ng paraan na walang awayan sa shopping mall. Dito na, nakadiscovery sila. Oh, sige, shopping ka na lang doon, dito na lang kami. Okay. Oh, tingnan mo. Oh, tulog na natulog si mama. Sige, shopping kayo doon. Wala akong pakialam sa mundo. Kahit isang araw kayo doon, wala akong problema. O sige, mag-shopping kayo. Husband, you do that? Para walang awayan. Sige, hahanap kayo ng sofa at matulog ka doon. Tingnan mo. Tingnan mo. You know, one thing that I would like to tell you, that old man, a white man, I can assure you, the wife is a Filipina, 16-year-old. You see? Who can understand a woman if there is a nature that is not from a man? Paul's theology of marriage is this: submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. It is not only the wife who will submit to the husband, but it is a mutual submission, because Paul said, submitting one to another. The wife submits to the husband, and the husband submits to the wife in the fear of God. In verse 22, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. And I would like to stress a point here. The submission of a wife is not absolute. It is relative. Why? It is a submission with qualification as unto the Lord. Kung buutan ng bana, Diyos no ng bana, magmasinugtanon ang asawa. Pero kung bugoy ang bana, ayaw magsugot. Because the Bible said, as unto the Lord. There is limitation, there is qualification. That the submission of the wife, there is a qualification as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. There is no controversy of that. Husband is the head. Why? Because he is the provider. Husband is the head because he is the protector. Husband is the head because he is the spiritual leader in the family. Mauna ang pagkaulo sa bana. Dili kay hawod ang bana. As unto the Lord. The headship of Jesus Christ is through love, mercy, kindness, and forgiveness. It is not coercion. It is not authoritarian way. So, kung gusto natin na tayong mga lalaki ang ulo sa ating bahay, then be like Jesus Christ, to be loving, merciful, kind, and forgiving. That is the kind of headship in the family. Rina Jimenez David, a writer of Philippine Daily Inquirer, wrote in her article, in defense of the women who are plain housekeeper. Sabi ni Rina Jimenez David, buti sa mga asawa o mga lalaki. Kasi pag nagtatrabaho sila ng matyaga, at the end of the day, they can receive a plaque of most outstanding worker. Buti sa mga asawa kasi if they are good in their work, makatanggap ng salary increase. Pero kaming mga may bahay, na dito lang sa bahay, sino magbigay ng plaque of appreciation as most outstanding wife? Tayong mga asawa, mga bana, nakahatag na mugplak o appreciation sa inyong asawa. Panguntahan niyo may sisiranog na apod. Wala po doy. Tablata. Kasi, salary increase sa mga asawa na nagtatrabaho. Sa mga asawa nandoon sa bahay, anong increase ang ibibigay ninyo? In the first place, wala namang salary. Unsay increasean nga wa may sweldo. That's why this woman, she was saying, when our husband are working, everybody can see them. But we in the household, nobody sees us doing the laundry, the cooking, and the housekeeping, and caring for the sick baby. So ngayon, I am proposing to all husbands ng kanilang may bahay ay nasa bahay. Okay. Kasi what is unfair there? Pag tinatanong ang asawa na nagtrabaho, Sir, anong trabaho ni ma'am? Ay wala. Nandoon lang sa bahay. Mga may bahay, talaga, totoo ba yun? Pag nandoon ka sa bahay, wala kang trabaho? Parang buhaya ka sa Palawan, nakabilad-bilad lang sa init ng araw? Ha? Anong trabaho ng misis mo? Sir, wala. Nasa bahay lang. That's unfair. So this morning, hindi na tayo magtatalo. I am proposing to give salary to the wife who is not working outside. Plain housekeeper. Okay. Housekeeper, this is my proposal. Because you have work. It is not true that you have no work. Ang trabaho sa bahay ay walang katapusan, mga kaibigan. She has work, but she has no salary. So this morning, I am proposing for a salary. Okay. Kusinera, 1,000 ang sahod. Labandera, 1,000 ang sahod. Pag-akisikaso ng mga bata, 1,000. Okay. Mga lalaki, alam ba ninyo na hindi madali ang mag-asikaso ng mga bata? Buti na lang kung itong mga bata ay manang-mana sa nanay. Pero kung manang-mana sa tatay, iyan ang problema. Kasi malikot yan. So, baby care, 1,000. Housekeeping, 1,000. How much? 4,000 na. Okay. Papabayarin natin ang tatay ng anak ninyo. 5,000 per birth. Ha? Okay ba yan? Pastor, 3 ang anak namin. Kaya nga, 15,000 ang utang ng asawa ninyo. Sabi ng mga asawa, Pastor, kawawa naman. O sige, kasi asawa mo naman yon, installment. Kasi asawa. But wife, housekeeper, wives, may livelihood na tayo, may proposal ako. Pangtawid. Okay? 4-piece. Dito tayo sa 4-piece ng mga asawa, nandun lang sa bahay. 4-piece. Bawat humihingi ang inyong asawa, kailangan may bayad. Huwag ninyong ipautang. Ipautang yung sa ibabaw, yung kusinera, labandera, pwede yan mautang. Pero ito, cash basis. Pantawid na yun, di ba? Oh, at least may allowance na kayo. Kasi ang inyong mga asawa, hindi magbigay ng allowance. Dito, kung sa mga farmer pa, cash crop. Okay. Sa seminar ko sabi, okay pastor, pero magkano? Tama no, ano ba talaga? Kaya nga, marami akong question mark doon. Kasi hindi ko alam ang presyo. Sabi ng isang asawa, Pastor, ibase na lang natin sa public price. Oh, may public price pala. Sabi ng mabay, ay nako, pastor, baka ayaw na yan lalapit sa akin. Nako, alam mo, may business trick tayo. Sa Christmas, free Christmas sale. New Year, free. Birthday mo, free. Birthday ng asawa mo, 50% discount. Okay. Results Day, 50%. Bonifacio Day, 50%. Ang daming discount. Lalapit yan, mga kapatid. This is only an illustration of unfairness. How men treated their wives, ladies and gentlemen. It's only a hyperbole. This is not literal. Otherwise, pag uwi ninyo sa Luzon, ay may bayad na ang mga asawa ninyo. I'm not saying that literally. But I'm saying this, in respect to the women, talagang we really pity them. Luoy, mga asawang mga Bisaya, luoy kayo. Oh. Gikapoy pa ang asawa. Manguhit pagyud. Di pagyud magpabalibad. So karon, bayad na. Bayad. 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 Okay. Ano mga may bahay? Nakabawi na tayo? To continue, Rina Jimenez David, she said, please listen carefully. Men cannot fully understand the world of women until he uses our high-heeled shoes, tight skirt with a pantyhose, chasing the bus in an uphill climb. We cannot fully understand if we will not put our feet on the shoes of our wives. The woman said, the writer said, with high-heeled shoes, tight skirt, and a pantyhose. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when I read this, I can understand what is high-heeled shoes. I understand that. I understand what is tight skirt. But what I cannot understand is the pantyhose. I said, what is this pantyhose? What I understand is the hose in the garden. And what I understand is the underwear. Why these are combined, the panty and the hose? So I asked my wife, I said, Inday, tell me what is pantyhose. And she was laughing at me. Said, I've been using this for many, many years, and you don't know what is pantyhose? I said, please tell me. Now I discovered that pantyhose is the stockings of the wife from foot to the waistline. Sino ba talagang naimbento? Pati ang tiyan may medyas. Lukong-luko ang nag-imbento dyan, mga kapatid ko. Ha? Bakit pati ang tiyan may medyas, mga kapatid? I don't understand. And here is the husband who can understand the inconveniences of the wives. When they move, the husband is always in a hurry. Magdali ka. Dad, mag-ihi ako. Magdali ka sa mga public ride. Hindi yan pwede magdali. Bakit? Ang pantyhose hindi madali. Roll down pa yan, roll down. Roll down. Pagkatapos, roll up pa. O kayong mga lalaki, may roll down, roll up ba tayo? Wala. Wala. Wala talaga. You have to understand, kasi kahit sa mga lakad natin, maraming nag-aaway kasi palaging huli ang babae. Oh, Mami, let's go. For a moment. Yung for a moment, wala pa yan. Kaya nga sabi ko sa aking may bahay, dali na tayo kasi nag-opisina kami noon nung hindi pa kami retired. Sige na. Sabi ng asawa ko, coming. Yung coming, hindi pa yun. Wala pa yan dyan. Oh. Kanang coming, wapa na diha. Ang daming mga gamit na mga may bahay natin, mga kapatid, na wala sa atin. Oh, ang dami. Every morning, makita mo yan parang arbularyo. Maraming mga maliliit na mga buti dyan. Kapatid. Oh. Nandoon sa mirror, mga kapatid, mga buti yan. 1, 2, 3, 4 hanggang 10 yan, mga kapatid. Parang si Mang Ambong na arbularyo, mga kapatid. Sa atin wala. Oh. At saka ang kilay nila talagang fix pa yan, pinifix. Oh. Pag ang lalaki ang nag-fix ng kanyang kilay, nako, malaking disgrasya yan, mga kapatid. Di ba? So husband, be patient and considerate. In our travel, in our appointment, you cannot drag your wife right away. Kasi tayo mga lalaki, pwede tayo na doon na sa sasakyan mag-zipper o sa motorcycle na lang. Pero ang babae, hindi pwede. Pwede ba yun na sabihin ng may bahay mo sa tricycle driver, ano lang ng hukanay ng bra ko? Ay naku, malaking patayan yan, mga kapatid. Huh? You see? We have to understand, because women were created, there were so many inconveniences that women don't have. Tingnan nyo sa mga biyahe natin. Kung saan tayo, sige, alis na tayo. Doon pa siya mag-ihi. Tana, karon na kayo mangihi. Ganihara, tangan, wadaan mangihi. Why? We have been here for so long waiting, and the time that we move, that's the time mag-ihi. Sige. Doon na. At sabi ng mga, ay nako, Dad, may naiwan ako. Sige. Alam mo, akala nyo ang naiwan lang ko, hindi, mag-ihi pa ulit yan. We have to understand the world of women, ladies and gentlemen. Now, another controversy. You might agree or disagree with me, but I am entitled to what I believe, that women are less evil. Women are less evil. Mga Bisaya, ang mga babae, dili kaayo dautan. Ang lalaki mo'y super kadautan. Okay, here is my proposition. Why women are less evil? In our population, we have more women than men. Do you agree that? Yes. In the Philippines, there are more women than men. Mas marami ang babae kaysa mga lalaki. Okay, tingnan natin. Sino ang maraming kriminal? Babae o lalaki? Kaya nga, mga mababait itong mga babae kaysa lalaki. Let us talk about the prison institution. Sino ang daming mga bilanggo? Lalaki o babae? Kaya maldito lagi movie sa gunsaon. Okay. What else? Sino ang maraming tulisan, kawatan, kidnapper? Lalaki, babae? Kaya nga, good girls ang mga asawa natin, mga kapatid. Good girls talaga. Okay. Pero sa isang seminar ko, may isang agrabyado. Sabi ni Pastor, that is unfair. Sana ito ang tinatanong mo. Sino ang maraming pukpuk? Lalaki o babae? Nako, I was really caught in the corner. Kinsa daghang buring, lalaki, babae? Wow! Pastor Serrano was pinned down. But you know, I would like to tell you, you cannot easily pin down me. So I said, yes, brother. There are more women who are prostitute than men. Kaya nga, pastor. Pero sabi ko, saan ang marami? Pukpuk o customer? Yes, brothers and sisters. Kung malikot man ang mga babae, mas malikot ang mga lalaki, mga kapatid. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga kababaihan, mga kapatid. Men, Maraming mga lalaki nagko-complain sa akin na ang kanilang problema, ang kanilang asawa. Pastor, itong mga babae, mahirap talaga intindihin. Mga kapatid, sasabihin ko sa inyo, women are not the problems, but men are the problems of women. Okay. O, tingnan natin. With evidence, ha? With evidence. With evidence. Okay. Menstruation. O, sino ang problema dyan? Men. Oh. Dagdagan pa natin. Sino ang problema? Menopause. Lalaki talaga ang problema, mga kapatid. Dagdagan pa natin. Mental breakdowns, mga kapatid. This is just a hyperbole. But I would like to tell you why I'm bringing this. Please listen. According to our study in marriage counseling, one of the problems is gender conflict. Men cannot understand the woman, and the woman cannot understand the man. We have to address that problem. Here is another quotation. Do you agree on that? A jealous wife does better research than NBI. So lagot kayo mga lalaki. Mas wise ang babayon, mga research. Yan. Hindi lang nyo alam ang mga cellphone ninyo. Naku, alam na ng may bahay, mga kapatid. So when I got this quotation, it says, a jealous wife does better research than NBI. Grabe talaga mag-imbestiga ng babae. Pag nagsilos yan, naku, pati barangay captain tinatanong yan, mga kapatid. Oh. In the Bible, there is no gender distinction. In Galatians 3:28, there is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ. Let us not classify members by gender, but let us classify people according to their knowledge, ability, and talent. This is our hang-up now. Because when you look at people, you will look at right away on their gender. No, we are wrong on that. Responsibility, talent, ability should be the gauge and not the gender. Mga Bisaya, unsa bang yun ang atong sukdanan? Ang matris? Magina atong sukdanan? No. There is no distinction, male nor female. Let us stop abuses against women. We have to end it now against physical abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, economic abuse. And I would like to dwell a moment on this economic abuse. According to our family code, na kung ang lalaki or husband will not give money to the wife, that is economic abuse. Maraming mga lalaki, mga asawa, kahit sa mga workers, they don't entrust the money to their wife. You have to. It is our obligation. Physical abuse, maybe we don't have that because we're Adventists. But emotional abuse, there is. Psychological abuse, there is. And much more, economic abuse. This church must put against these abuses to put an end to this. Now, let me share with you. When I became an administrator of the South Philippine Union Conference, I became a member of the SSD Executive Committee. And then, when Pastor Bukala was retiring, he handed me a letter. Said, Wendell, that's my first name, Wendell, here is a letter from the lady workers of Mountain View College. They're complaining that there is a disparity of benefits. Because to tell you, my dear fellow church members, in our structure, lady workers of our hospital, college, academy, and mission conference union, lady workers don't have benefits. They don't have benefits. So I said, here is the letter. What prompted the letter of the lady workers in Mount Olive College? It happened this way. The guidance counselor of this college was a lady. So she is a director in rank. Her child was admitted to the hospital in Valencia City, in our hospital. But because there is no medical aid, so the lady worker put her child to the ward. Because she cannot pay. No medical benefits. A day after, a child of a driver of Mount Olive College was admitted to the hospital. And a child of the driver was admitted in the suite room. This is now the cry of the lady workers. The director, because he is a lady, the patient is in the ward. But the driver, because he is a man, the patient is in the suite room. And Pastor Bukala said, Wendell, there is a sense of this letter. I'll entrust this to you and bring this matter to the committee. I said, sir, no, I will not, sir. I will not. No, Wendell, I know you can. So I did it. When I first presented of equal rights, equal pay, equal work, there was chaos in the committee. Because in our division, only the Philippines and Indonesia are practicing that the lady workers don't have fringe benefits. So when I presented, there was chaos. Pastor Serrano, that's impossible. Pastor Serrano, why you don't have any other item other than that? But I said, no, there is inequality that we're practicing. And to shorten the story, I fought hard for 5 years in the committee. And I was always put down. And the last year of my incumbency, I was retiring. I stood up, I said, Mr. Chairman, this is my last year. My standard is do or die. Then I found a statement in General Conference Working Policy which says, salary and benefits, gender is not a factor. So I said, Mr. Chairman, here is a policy from General Conference. Salary and benefits, gender is not a factor. But Pastor Serrano, our fund is not enough. I said, sir, may I answer that? Why the fund is not enough? I would like to illustrate this way. We are good friends. You shared to me 3 mangoes, ripe mangoes, to me. And I have 6 children, 3 sons, 3 daughters. And the 3 mangoes that you give to me, I give right away 1 each to my 3 sons. And my daughters are complaining, Dad, why only our brothers? And I said to my daughters, I'm very sorry, mangoes are not enough. I said, sir, do you think that is fair? It is enough for the boys, not enough for the girls. If I am a wise father, I'm going to get a kitchen knife and slice the mango. Half for the sons and half for the daughters. And to make it more fair, give me an axe because I'm going to divide the seeds of the mango. Half for the sons and half for the daughters. Sir, that is equality. Kung hindi kasya para sa lahat. Kung kasya para sa lahat. 5 years of my fight in the committee. And everybody was silent. Nobody supported me. Until the treasurer, an white American, stood up and said, "Brethren, all these years I've been listening to the argument of Pastor Serrano. Listen to him. He's right." When the treasurer of Southern Asia Pacific Division said, "I am right," then somebody shouted and said, "I move for the adoption. I move second, and it was voted. Now our lady workers are enjoying the benefits equal to their male counterparts. This is the cry of the women. Even in our church, there is disparity, there is oppression. That's why we have a program in the General Conference, End It Now. End the abuses against women, end it now. But what I am sad, the movement of End It Now has already ended. No more. No, my brothers and sisters, you have to put an end. Now, I'm standing before you, representing the women, so I must use, I am a woman, okay? But I would like to clear you, I'm a straight man, okay? But this moment I will say I am a woman. But foremost and for all, my wife can testify that I am a straight man. But this moment I will assume as a woman. I am a woman. I am a woman, a wife, not a husband's competitor, but a husband cooperator. Hindi tayo magtalo. We are cooperating with each other. I am a woman. Just love me, honor me, care for me, and much more, respect me. I am a woman. I am a woman, you are a man. You are a man. But what is the world without the woman? Alam niyo, kung walang babae sa mundo, dako, araw-araw yan patayan. But the woman is there. The gift of God. Few months ago, an Adventist college run by our lay members, the North Davao College, invited me to conduct a family mini seminar among their workers. At the end of the presentation, they brought me, or the owner of the college brought us to a restaurant between Panabo City and Tagum City. There is a restaurant called Punong. Punong in Bisaya means fish pond. I don't know in Tagalog. Okay. Punong means fish pond. And the restaurant is in the midst of the fish pond. We sat there. And then, the waiter handed to us the list of the menu. Di ba? Mamagin na una ang menu. When the menu was handed to us, my attention was caught to this recipe. But we don't eat crab. But because I'm a lecturer on family issues, my attention was caught on the price. Kasi sabi ng presyo, mga kapatid, babae nga crab, 125 pesos per 100 grams. Lalaki na crab, 120 pesos per 100 grams. Tinawag ko yung waiter, "Noy, halika, Noy. I think this is unfair. Bakit ngayon ang babae ay mahal, ang lalaki mas mura? Kasi ang alam ko, ang lalaki ang bida. Bakit mura ang lalaki, mahal ang babae?" So crab, tingnan nyo ha, babae nga crab, 125 per 100 grams. Lalaki nga crab, 100 pesos per 100 grams. Sabi ko, bakit? Bakit mas mahal ang babae? Tumawa ang waiter sa akin, "Sir, are you not used eating crab? I said, no. Sabi ng wait, kaya nga pala, nagtataka kayo. No, tell me why. Sabi na, mahal ang babae kasi mas masarap ang babaeng crab. It struck my mind. Sabi ko, okay, Noy, I understand now. But may I ask you, are you married? And I said, no, sir, I'm single. Okay. When you get married, you will understand na hindi lang crab ang lami nga baye. Ang asawa, mas lami kaysa alimango, mga kapatid. The wife is so nice and good because when the husband is tired, there is the wife that will take care of you. The wife is so good, close and open quotation, delicious like the alimango. Because when you have sorrows and problems, the wife is there to comfort you. And much more, literally, the babae crab is delicious. Because when you get inside your room and lock the door, all you can say, Lord, thank you. It's not only the female crab that is delicious. Let's give a big hand to our ladies and gentlemen.